Good afternoon, everyone. Snow in August, freak hail across Colorado Springs, snow removal equipment to get rid of all the ice in August. Mongolian government says hurry up with the harvest, cold winter arriving early. Northern lights over Iceland a month early. Snow already in Russia, 7 inches, completely rare. Iceland's Katla volcano following a 100-year cycle. CO2 buried nearly 0% of the atmosphere. Sunspots dropping off a cliff 3 years ahead of schedule. Maybe that's what's changing a bit of our weather, not CO2. And I love how Forbes magazine brings global warming, global cooling is here article back to the front of their feed. Please remember to jump over to the Mini Ice Age fan page in Facebook, give it a like. And all the links to the stories in this video are below in the comment box. Snow in August, freak hail 2 feet deep dropping on Colorado Springs. That's not normal. You just look at that image and you say that is not normal, especially in the warmest year ever. Flash floods accompanying this, bringing out the snow removal equipment in August to clear the streets of all the ice. Northern lights over Iceland a month early, as well as a month and a half early snows on North Russia, 7 inches in summertime. These kind of snows aren't even supposed to begin until the first week of October. Yakutia, continuing in the weather news, 10 degrees Celsius below normal, abnormal frost, abnormal cold. And then that cold front from Russia spilled over into China, right along the Mongolian border, Inner Mongolia, and Heilongjiang. And I will give props to the Mongolian government for coming out, urging all of the public and all of the students to work together in a cooperative effort to harvest all of the crops in the fields. They know it's going to be lost due to this cold event. They're coming out, urging their citizens to prepare for cold, work together, and this is exactly what we're going to need to do to get through this yet on a much larger scale globally. And I am really happy to see that there is a government on this planet coming out telling the truth to their citizens to prepare for cold and get ready to work together. Katla volcano, 100-year repeating cycle in Iceland. Last major eruption, 1918. When Katla goes, Laki will soon be to follow. And a quick Google search about Laki, the volcano, will bring you into another year without a summer. Krakatoa was one of those, but then Laki was also another eruption that ushered in a year without a summer, and that occurred during the Maunder Minimum. Interestingly, Forbes magazine, recycling one of their old articles from 2013, global warming, global cooling is here. Nice paragraph grab talking about the little ice age appearing to happen also in the southern hemisphere. Both halves of our world experiencing cold, and just interesting how they recycled that story right into their feed. Ice Age Now, great article here today as well. CO2 nearly 0% of the atmosphere. Now most people don't really know that CO2 only comprises 1/300th of a percent of the entire atmosphere. The major constituent would be water vapor, but they don't talk about that too much. Nor do they talk about agricultural production boosting CO2 levels in the greenhouses to approximately 1,300 parts per million to get out a much higher yield. It never really matters what plant species it is. They all respond to higher levels of CO2 by growing faster and larger. Which leads you to wonder, with the daily sunspot number dropping off, going sputter, sputter, kick, kick down the way, and abnormally low temperatures and early snows, do they have any correlation? Now the brightest minds, or supposedly the brightest minds, and I'll use that with a grain of salt, the brightest minds, in NASA, European Space Agency, NOAA, Met Office, we're forecasting the bottom of the solar cycle not until 2019, even some pushing it out as far as 2020. Yet you can see where the sunspots currently are. They dropped off to nothing, barely recovering. 3 years ahead of schedule, dropping off. They can't even get a 3-year forecast right, yet we're supposed to believe that they can get a 100-year forecast right. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. And I really do say this from the bottom of my heart. You need to prepare for abnormally cold temperatures and strange snowstorms this year. These atmospheric compression events that we've had through the summer that are dropping more than a foot of rain in a single location in a matter of hours, when these turn into atmospheric compression snow events, 1 inch of rain turns into a foot of snow. So if it dropped 1.5 feet of rain in a matter of hours or so, what happens when it drops 15 feet of snow in that same location? Your power grids are going to go down and the delivery systems will be disrupted. You're not going to be able to move in that kind of snow. So stock up, be prepared to hang in your house for at least a week, 10 days, in case it does get that kind of conditions that you will have absolutely no problem. And the key is you can help others around in your neighborhood or your community, because to move a few hundred feet down through that kind of snow is doable. But to go 5 miles to a store and come back, that's not going to happen.